Hello, welcome back to my channel and another episode of Homebrew Mythic. Sorry I took a break there. I got a little bit busy over the weekend and decided to start drafting because drafting is a lot of fun. But for now, Homebrew Mythic. It's day 7. 7? Wait, 7? Crap, I can't tell which one is which. 7? I'm Ricky. Let's dive right in. For those of you who are new, Homebrew Mythic is me trying to pilot my friend's deck all the way up to Mythic, and the reason I think I can do it is because my friend homebrewed this deck and it is Mythic worthy, as in he actually made it to Mythic last season. Our first opponent is Sir Diffie. We are currently in Gold 1. Hopefully we can break into Plat today. Alright, so our endgame is here. We have 2 support kill spells, but only 1 creature, and we are going first. So, we have already learned some hard lessons, keeping hands that only have 1 creature, so let us not make the same mistakes and take a mulligan here. Unfortunately, we don't have white mana to start with, so that does hamper us quite a bit, but I don't think we can afford to take more mulligans. Our opponent doesn't appear to be playing Lurrus, so maybe we will deck the Hushbringer and see how this goes. I won't activate my Fabled Passage until the end of my opponent's turn, just to minimize the amount of information my opponent is getting. So I will be taking 1 damage here, and then I will activate and reveal my planes. Oh, that is not what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a lot more white mana. So I'm thinking I get Selfless Savior out here because I don't think we'll be attacking anytime soon. And this also forces our opponent to make the decision of whether or not to shock it. Like I said, we're not going to block that. If he leaves 2 mana open to pass the turn, he more than likely has a Bone Crusher Giant in his hand. But he uses Rimrock Knight to get some damage instead, and drops another creature. So this does give us a white source, so that's exactly what we wanted to see. We will now get the Hushbringer into play, and get our Speaker of the Heavens in play as well. So yep, like I said, Bone Crusher Giant comes in. I'll let the Hushbringer die because I don't think Hushbringer helps us all too much in this matchup. So let's see what my opponent does here. I want to expend one of his spells, so I will. He probably has an Infuriate in his hand, and I think I'll just let it go right now. Let's see if he casts it. He does not. So I'll just take a bunch of damage. Ooh. Okay. So we have Lurrus and another Speaker of the Heavens, so that is excellent. Let us attack here. Let's see what happens. Nothing happens. We'll play Speaker of the Heavens and we'll cast Lurrus. So now we've got a good combo going on between Lurrus and Selfless Savior. If he tries to kill the Lurrus, he'll need 2 kill spells. Two instant speed kill spells, actually. Phoenix of Ash will fly right over my head. So here I will cast my Hushbringer from my graveyard, and then I'll take it easy for this turn. Because I've already cast Hushbringer from the graveyard, I won't be able to Lurrus my Selfless Savior, and it does leave me a little bit vulnerable, so I'll just have to take this 2 damage. If he pumps it, it'll be 4. But that is fine by me. I'm not too concerned about 4 yet. I'm hopefully I'm drawing into Skyclave. I do see Heartless Act, which is not bad. I can drop the Castle Lock Thwain now. And let's see how he responds. My opponent is tapped out. Let's see how he responds if I attack with all of these guys. I do have Selfless Savior to save a creature, and I do have Heartless Act to make some unfair trades. So right now, because he's blocking like this, I can just sacrifice my Selfless Savior to make my Lurrus indestructible. And then I can go for first strike damage. Or sorry, go for the kill. So I lose 2 creatures to none, and I get to bring my Selfless Savior back from the graveyard. Heartless Act. I don't actually want to cast Heartless Act on his Phoenix of Ash, if I can help it, because it will just come back bigger. Although he doesn't have 3 other cards in his graveyard just yet, so maybe that is an avenue of attack I can consider. So my opponent is attacking with Rimrock Knight, which tells me he very likely has Embercleave. So my best bet is just to not block and kill whatever he Embercleaves. My opponent does spend a bunch of mana pumping the Phoenix up. Which I am not too concerned about. And then he'll probably cast Bone Crusher Giant. Yep. Which is fine with me. So I'll kill the Bone Crusher Giant now. And then I can attack for a whole bunch of damage. And I should gain a whole bunch of life back. Plains does not help me. We are at 47-6. I believe that is on curve. I don't think that is a mana event. So this is our deck doing its best. My opponent has another land. He attacks with both. I suppose I will block with my Selfless Savior. My opponent pumps his Phoenix once. Ooh, that was risky. I shouldn't have sacrificed my Selfless Savior there. That was a misplay, because right now my Lurrus is very susceptible to a shock. So if he has a shock or some way to kill my Lurrus, that was a huge mistake. So, like I said, don't do what I just did. I completely messed up my combo, so that is not good. Alright, so 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 45, 8 is definitely a mana event. We can do nothing except scry and hope for a... Ooh, that is excellent. And then, once again, we attack with just our speakers, because we'll likely have to chump block with our Hushbringer this turn. So, like I said, I will have to block it, or else my opponent will just pump it until I die. I do gain the 1 life. I can draw this card at the expense of 2 life. I'm not sure I can afford that, so I will just pass. I will play No Priest with Kicker. And I will bring my Lurrus back into play. And then I can play a Plains and get my Selfless Savior back up. Unfortunately, I think I still die here because my opponent can pump twice, so that's 8, and I have 10. So if he has any kill spells or he draws an extra land, I will lose. That is where I am at right now after I made the mistake of chump blocking with the Selfless Savior. I should have chump blocked with the Speaker of the Heavens instead. Oh, my opponent does draw a land, so unfortunately that means I lose. My opponent just has enough to kill me, and yeah. Oh wait, does he? He only has 8! I'm alive! My opponent offers the good game. Whoa, how did I miscalculate? Oh, I forgot I gained 2 life from the Speaker of the Heavens. Oh man. Wow, I was too busy trying to lose apparently. Alright, we have made it to Plat 4. Excellent. Finally, after all of that. We did mulligan here. I think we flooded a little bit. We did win this game. Definitely wasn't free. But we are now at... What are we at now? Let me check. I think I get that 1 pip. Yes, that 1 pip does carry over, so we are now at Plat 4, 1 pip. Hooray! On to the next one. So, lessons learned there. Do the math properly. And don't chump block a piece of your combo that is keeping your creature alive. Okay, so we don't have support cards in the form of Lurrus in this hand, but we do have 2 kill spells and not a bad creature base, so unfortunately our opponent is going first. I don't think we can mulligan this. Our opponent is running Gruul, it looks like. So I will start off with the Selfless Savior again to give my opponents the option of expending resources immediately. Gilded Goose, okay. Did my opponent keep a 1? Okay, no, nobody is that crazy apparently. Second Plains, I can kill it. And I think I will be aggressive here and kill his Gilded Goose. Just in case he kept his hand specifically for Gilded Goose. And another reason I did that is because I still have a Heartless Act in my hand, so I feel pretty safe trying to screw over his mana base. Wanderer's Enclave. He plays a Landfall Mammoth. I do want to attack here. But I suppose I can develop my creature base instead, but he will attack for 5 next turn, so I guess... let's see what we see with Temple of Silence first. We see a Speaker of the Heavens, which I actually don't think is good enough for what we are trying to do right now. Like, if you have 2 Speaker of the Heavens on board, and neither of them can attack, I'm basically going to lose. So I will bottom that in hopes of something better. I will cast Heartless Act over here so we can start gaining some life and prevent any massive Landfall Mammoth shenanigans, and we will just go for the attack here. I don't know if that's the right decision, but we'll have to see. So my opponent plays another Mana Dork, so it looks like it was the right decision. And a Witch's Oven. Ooh, interesting deck he's got here. I haven't seen Witch's Oven since the cat was banned. Okay, so now we draw Lurrus, which is a much more useful card to us. Let's attack and see what happens. Let's see how my opponent responds. Okay, so I will just let the trade go through. Unless he plays a kill spell. He does not. And then this way, I can drop Castle Lochtwain. It won't go into play tap. I do have a swamp. And I'll cast Lurrus. And I get Speaker of the Heavens back. Very, very lucky top deck there. Exactly what we needed at exactly the right time. So finally, some luck going our way. Oh, yikes. This is why I needed the Hushbringer in play, but I do have Selfless Savior, so I'm not too concerned about this. I will just give my creature indestructible. And we're all good. I actually gained some life based on that exchange. So another land, not what we wanted to see. However, we'll play the Swamp, we'll get our Selfless Savior back. We'll drop our Hushbringer. And then we'll pass. Not much else we can do here. I don't want to attack into it and expend my Selfless Savior combo. Again, we don't want to leave the Lurrus vulnerable. We just learned that in the last game. Don't leave Lurrus vulnerable if you don't have to. Gotta be patient. The life gained will help you outlive your opponent most of the time. And our opponent concedes! What is this? 48-6, I think that's also normal. So game number 2, we don't mulligan. I think that was normal. We won that game. It was not a free game. Plat 4 at 2 pips. Nice! Oh, sorry, I forgot my mini wait while we wait here. Again, very important to stay active in quarantine. I have a bigger weight. I have a 15-pound weight, but because I'm trying to focus on the game, it's kind of dangerous for me to exercise with the 15-pound weight. So we're just going to be stuck with this 3-pound weight here. We go first. We have 2 creatures. We have a support spell. Maybe one too many lands, but again, Owl's Pigs. I don't think there's anything in the English language that teaches you how to pronounce PZG at the same time. So, Selfless Savior, interesting. So we're running the exact opposite of what happened last time. I believe I will start with the Null Priest here. So I can threaten the Menace for next turn. And if he has Glass Casket, I would rather him cast Glass Casket on Null Priest than our Luminarch Aspirants, because our Luminarch Aspirants can get massive. Fabled Passage does not help us, but we do get to have Luminarch Aspirant. He probably has another Glass Casket, knowing our luck, but let's see what happens. Ooh, my opponent also has Luminarch Aspirant. That's definitely getting killed instantly next turn. He uses it on Selfless Savior. Obviously, I don't want to block that. Again, not what we wanted to see. We're at 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 56, I think that's actually pretty normal. Oh, I definitely need to go for it. I need to try and kill the Luminarch Aspirant. Yep, he'll be forced to sacrifice for it. And then that is sort of the end of that. Play at Plains, play Luminarch Aspirant. And then we'll spread the counters a little bit. And there's no point attacking because my opponent's creature was indestructible after the Selfless Savior trigger. Lurrus! Oh, we are running into a mirror match, which is not good news for us because our opponent already has the combo going. I think this is an instant lose for us. I don't think we can outpace this. because for us to get back on his level, we need to basically draw 2 of the exact same cards. We do have a Hushbringer, which does not help. However, we do have 2 Luminarchs, so if we make the Hushbringer big enough, I think that will make the difference. So that's going to be a 5/4. I think we definitely need to make our flyer as big as possible. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we will pass because there's not much else we can do here except fetch a land. Obviously, we'll fetch a black source, and we'll hold this flip land in case we need the red mana. Our secret weapon. If our secret weapon comes, it will be most excellent. Ah! Just smash my... Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that one. Can't really afford to smash my laptop here. Opponent is thinking a lot. What am I thinking a lot about these days? Not much. I just finished some landscaping work that I had been working on all quarantine/summer. Elspeth's Nemesis. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I think that can get pretty big. Alsaid, but he has no mana to activate it. So our opponent is running some sort of life gain deck. He's making 2 of the creatures large. He's putting a counter on Lurrus. Obviously we can't attack with the Lurrus, or we can't block the Lurrus because he has the Selfless Savior, so unfortunately we're just going to have to take it in the face. Just to trip him up a little bit, we'll get our land here in the middle of combat. Very tricky, very annoying. And our opponent gains 1,000,000 life. If we don't draw anything soon, we will die and suffer a horrific death, but luckily we do have Lurrus. Next to combat, we do get to put 2 1/1 counters, so I believe our best bet is to still go with flying. He doesn't have any other cards in his graveyard, so attacking the Elspeth, I believe, is safe. So that's fine for now. Crawling Barrens is a pretty good mana sink. Linden, ooh. Oi. That's gonna be a lot of life. That's not good. Opponent puts another 1/1 counter on Lurrus. That is alright with me. I'm not concerned about 5 mana. Or, sorry, what am I talking? 5 mana. I'm not worried about 6 damage. Yet, anyway. Ooh, we draw the Snapdax, but that's not going to help because he has so much recursion. However, that does give our Hushbringer. It makes our Hushbringer absolutely massive. So here we go. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have a kill spell for it. We'll get the Snapdax over because it is much larger, and we will... So if we try and kill the Savior, we actually probably want to try for the Alsaid so that he only gets a choice of between those 2, but I suppose since he's going to protect it with something anyway, it doesn't really matter, so we might as well go for the Lurrus. If our opponent draws a kill spell for our Snapdax, we will be in big trouble. So we do the 4 damage there, doesn't do enough to kill it. That was also a misplay because I didn't force my opponent to kill anything, but I don't think that makes too much of a difference here anyway. But we do get to attack with Snapdax for 18 damage. That is quite excellent. So hopefully our opponent doesn't draw a kill spell here. Selfless Savior isn't going to help our opponent. Okay, he activates Crawling Barrens. He's choosing whether or not it becomes a creature. He does not. He puts a 1/1 counter on Lurrus, so he can gain more life, obviously. We just pass it, we don't block. You know what's weird? Like, I say things somewhat incorrectly, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I correct myself. It's fine. Blood Chief's Thirst isn't going to help us because it's sorcery speed. So we make our Snapdax extremely large, and we attack for 22 damage. Again, my opponent is definitely just looking for a kill spell. If he has a kill spell, we lose. If he doesn't have a kill spell, we win. I'm not sure what my opponent drew. He is not playing anything, so that makes me feel kind of sketched out. Becomes a 4/4 land. That's pretty scary. He puts a 1/1 counter on the Lurrus, of course, to gain more life. And he's only attacking the Lurrus. He's attacking with everything, which is fine because we're at 50 life. He will gain a lot of life. I don't think he'll gain 22 though. So I believe I can block some of this safely. I'll block one of his dogs safely. And our opponent concedes. Yes! Woo! 3 didn't mulligan. Did we flood there? We're at 45-6, so definitely not a flood. We won this one, not free, and we're Plat 4 at 3 pips. What? And that is the first time we've been on a winning streak. We are 3-0 in one day, so now we are playing until we lose. So let's see how we can do in game 4. Against our opponent, Jicky. Rhymes with my name, Ricky. Ricky Jicky. Jicky Ricky. 3 playable creatures and a flip land to enable us. So opponent going first, unfortunately, but can't really control that. A Hound. Nah, I'd definitely rather get my Speaker of the Heavens out here. Opponent will attack us for 2. A Hound pretty much turns all of your lands into shocks if you get him out on first turn. Kargan Intimidator is pretty scary. We can get our Luminarch Aspirant out here. We can make our Speaker of the Heavens large, and then we'll pass. We don't want to attack into Kargan Intimidator for no reason. If our opponent has Bone Crusher Giant, he'll probably go for the Luminarch Aspirant, attack with both. And then the best we can do next turn is cast our Lurrus. So we can do nothing about that. Don't want to trade for either of those cards. Especially because the Kargan Intimidator can pump itself. Okay. Our Luminarch Aspirant dies to Spike Field Hazard, and he has a Roiling Eruption. All of them are removed from the game, so our opponent had the perfect 1-2 punch. So the best I can hope for now is to play my Lurrus. Oh, wait, I do have Speaker of the Heavens still in the graveyard. That's pretty good. So opponent attacks for 3. We can't do anything about that. Maul of the Skyclaves is excellent, but not what we need right now. We can get our Speaker of the Heavens to chump block. We can do Maul of the Skyclaves onto our Lurrus. We'll attack for 5 here. So the thinking here is that they're going to be trying to kill Lurrus anyway, and whoa, our opponent concedes. Excellent, 4th wind. But let me finish my thought of why that was my plan. So we had Lurrus in play, and we have Speaker of the Heavens in play, and I cast Maul of the Skyclaves. So my thinking here was that I needed to gain life exactly that turn. And instead of just putting it on Speaker of the Heavens and hoping for the best. So Kargan Intimidator can make target creature a coward, so it essentially becomes unblockable, and he had an Annex. So if I had sat on Lurrus and Speaker of the Heavens, if my opponent just had Embercleave coming in, I would have instantly lost. And another reason is I figured that Speaker of the Heavens can be used as a chump blocker, and if I chump block with the Speaker of the Heavens, I can recur it with the Lurrus. So that's that was kind of my thinking there. I think there was another reason, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, that's oh, also yeah, the final reason was I saw Snapdax in my hand, and eventually we're hoping to mutate Snapdax onto the Lurrus because we can. It's a cat nightmare, and we can't mutate it onto our human cleric. So Speaker of the Heavens really just took a chump blocking role there. And sorry, I know I said that was the final reason, but this is the final reason. We definitely needed our Lurrus to survive, and anything with 4 toughness is pretty hard to deal with for red deck wins if they don't have mana. So for example, Roiling Eruption, you need 7 mana before you can deal 5 damage. So that's another reason why I decided to attach it to the Lurrus. So game 4, not a mulligan, no mana events. We won. Not a free game. We are at Plat 4 with 4 pips. We are on a roll, so like I said, we're going to keep playing until we lose today. Statistically speaking, we are due for a loss, so hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if we lose right here, I would not be surprised. Murkow 37. So we go first with a ridiculous hand. So I'm just going to hope I draw a land next turn, so I'm not stuck with Fabled Passage, but I will start with the Speaker of the Heavens to be slightly more aggressive. Alternatively, if I don't want to bet that I'm going to draw a land next turn, I should start with the Fabled Passage and get the Luminarch, or get the Ghastly Gloom Hunter out first next turn, so that I have a flying lifelink as opposed to a vigilance lifelink that I can pump. the turn after once the Luminarchs get into play. So that being said, I think I will cast the Speaker of the Heavens. I will hope for a land. If I do get a land, I'll get Ghastly Gloomhunter out first. It is not a swamp though, so it looks like we are going to play Luminarch Aspirant instead. So we are now aggressive. So my little gamble there paid off. We were able to swing in for 2 aggressively. Our opponent casts a Mana Dork, not going to help him. Unfortunately, we still can't get our Flying Bat out. However, we can get the Luminarch Aspirant here. I can get 1 on the Speaker and 1 on the Luminarch just for some backup, and also because now I can attack with both creatures this turn for more aggression. And we are very, very close to getting to activation range of, with our Speaker of the Heavens. Our opponent casts Foulmire Knight, which is exactly why we wish we had the Ghastly Gloomhunter out earlier. So we're hoping to see Selfless Savior this turn. We do not, however, we can get our Ghastly Gloomhunter out now, and our ridiculous 3rd Luminarch Aspirant. And yeah, I think we'll just put three counters on our Ghastly Gloomhunter and pass the turn. Our opponent elects to do nothing. We will get a swamp. Our opponent can respond to this trigger, so if he's thinking of killing one of our creatures now, he can. In case, so, I'm guessing my opponent is just AFK, but technically he can choose to try and kill one of my creatures right now in case I have, like, I don't know, like a 5 mana protection spell here or something. So maybe I'm giving, again, outplaying myself and giving my opponent too much credit here, but that is something that happens. So we get the swamp. So at this point, my main win condition is going to be Ghastly Gloomhunter. If I stick this on Speaker of the Heavens, it will definitely cause him to respond by killing the Speaker of the Heavens. So now I can share the love again. I think Speaker of the Heavens is more of a threat, so I will put double counters on Gloomhunter instead. And I will just attack. So I do technically have lethal possible, but he probably has a kill spell, so I'm just going to play it safe. So I say I have lethal because he has 2 blockers and I have 3 creatures, so if I attack with everything, technically I should be able to get over that. And like I said, my opponent has something to defend. So next turn, my Ghastly Gloomhunter is already massive. All I need to do is equip Maw of the Skyclaves onto my Luminarch Aspirant, and I should have the win. So that doesn't need to go anywhere. I just equip this onto my weaker Luminarch Aspirant. Next to combat, I can stack 1, 2, and because that will give me lethal, I will start stacking it onto another Luminarch. And my opponent concedes. So this was extremely, extremely lucky. We drew pretty much all of our winning cards, everything our deck is hoping to do here. We have the Skyclaves, we have the Luminarch Aspirant. Everything is just going our way. So finally, I think we get on a lucky streak. Way overdue in my opinion, but I am appreciative to the RNG deities out there. Ooh, up against Kitchen Troll. I've never seen that avatar before. I don't think I even know what that card comes from. Ooh, okay, so finally we get a hand that is unplayable. We absolutely cannot do any of this. So I guess we'll just have to mulligan. Wow, we only have one playable here. So I think this is our free loss. So I'll keep this. I'll return the the Baneslayer Angel and hope we draw a Plains. No Plains, but we still have one more turn to see some hope. Against Izzet though, being behind a mana against Izzet is pretty bad. Alright, so we still don't draw a white source. That means if we don't draw a land, a Plains specifically, a white source next turn, we are almost definitely going to lose. Three lands, my opponent passes. We still don't see a land, so we'll just have to attack. 51-2, I believe, is a mana event. Our opponent is now at 5 lands, which is ridiculous for an Izzet deck. And we don't draw, we once again don't draw another land, so we are now at 52, which is definitely a mana event. Best we can do is attack for 1 damage. Maze Mind Tomb ensures my opponent will pretty much draw exactly what he wants out of the top 3 cards of his deck. We finally see a white source, so let's see if we can stage some kind of comeback here. Let's get out Hushbringer because I don't know what his deck is trying to do. Or actually, no. Let's get out Speaker of the Heavens first, so that if he kills Speaker of the Heavens somehow, we can Lurrus it back into play next turn. And also, if we draw another Plains next turn, we can double cast 2 drops. So chipping in some damage against Kitchen Troll. Whenever I hear troll, I'm thinking of internet trolls, and also at the same time trolls from Norway. Okay, no mana, not what we wanted to see, but here again we will try and go a little bit wider. I have a feeling my opponent has counter spells and or board wipes, so we do have to think about that. We definitely don't want Maul of the Skyclaves countered, so I think getting Hushbringer countered is okay. Although if we're afraid of board wipes, we should attack first. Our opponent lets that go, so we will drop the Hushbringer and see what happens. Yep, our opponent has a whole bunch of stuff. Sublime Epiphany was cast, and that puts us really, really far behind now. Our opponent hard cast Shark Typhoon with no resistance. So we are well on our way to losing. Again, still no mana. 47-3 now. Suppose I might as well try Luminarch Aspirant. So I can start getting counters on my creature. However, if I attack now, he'll still get a 2/2 creature, so I don't think I want to attack my bat into a 2/2 creature. My opponent takes advantage of that. Ooh, Crawling Barrens again. That seems to be seeing a lot of play. Can't attack that. Another Hushbringer is still not a land. We are now at 46-3. 46-3 meaning 46 cards left in the deck and only 3 cards drawn, or 3 lands drawn. So still nothing we can effectively play. Let's go for Maul of the Skyclaves. I guess I have to try and be a little bit aggressive here. I can attach it to my Luminarch Aspirant. Ooh, that's a bad idea actually. I did want it on the Ghost Hunter. Let's see what happens here. Bone Crusher Giant kills our bat. We do have an Aspirant, but again, he has Shark Typhoon and a million mana open, so we're not going to get that. And he casts Brazen Borrower, and I believe that's the end. Because we are so mana strapped, there's absolutely nothing we can do here. We're even forced to discard our secret weapon, unfortunately. Don't think there's anything we can cast, and there's the Ujin, so we can say goodbye to that. So we see Sharknado Ujin again. So yeah, we saw that a couple of videos ago, and here it is, alive and strong in the meta. So mulligan, we had to mulligan there. We got definitely mana screwed here. We lost. It was not a free game. Plat 4 and 4 pips. Alright, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out the rest of this series if you haven't been following. And I just started a drafting series, so go check that out as well. If you're on YouTube, like and or subscribe. Ring it if you feel it. If you're on Twitch, please add a follow. I continue to apologize. I still haven't had time to update my banners or my Twitch profile yet, but please stay tuned. And once again, I am just starting out. If you have any comments, questions, they are very, very much appreciated, and it will help me learn what you guys are looking for and what I can do better. So please consider doing that. That's it for today. Take it easy. I'll see you around.